and I took these off, just went live with you all, took this down, and we're just going to have a one-on-one conversation. As you all read, the stream title is Ask Me Anything. Anything goes. We've got the podcast streaming Tech That Builds You Wealth. If you're interested, check out the podcast. It's doing really, really great numbers, and it's available to you all for free on YouTube right now. And we've got the God TLC car rides where you ride along with me. As you all know, I'm building my studio. Um, it is a work in progress. Live streams that I've had in the past, you have seen the studio, you have experienced it, you've seen and heard the top notch quality sound that we get, the lighting. And now that the studio is under construction, I'm making do with all of the equipment in different spaces. So I'm sort of making like a spaceship studio in that I have my main studio, which is the planet, right? And then I'm also building like this makeshift studio with the equipment while the planet gets built. We have the spaceship available. So I'm currently in the spaceship right now, and it is a process. I built many studios, different types of studios throughout the years. Studios ranging from music studios, makerspace studios, creative studios, sensory rooms, and nowadays home lab with technology, because we are now taking over the realm of technology. Tech That Builds You Wealth is such a wonderful podcast that I've been very fortunate to participate in, and it's also provided a lot of awesome opportunity to study along with you all. So God, TLC, God Tender Loving Care, is this awesome network. Many of you are part of it, and for me to be able to talk with you all, to share with you my experience, is just very wonderful. And there's a lot going on in the world, everyone. There's so much that sometimes on those God TLC car rides, I mean, we talk about everything, we talk about anything. I leave the topics up to you. Hey, what's up, Joe Miller? Awesome. At all related to Miller Lite? Or who else is a Miller that I know? Mayhem Miller, the MMA mixed martial artist Mayhem Miller. So we're talking about building a home lab, talking about building a music studio, and many of you know the struggles. I mean, some of you are content creators. You subscribe to me, I subscribe back, and I see some of your setups. Many gamers, many tech enthusiasts, and some of you have your own like awesome channels. Sometimes I even reach out to you. Hey, what is your suggestions for more subscribers or content? No, The Last of Us fan. Oh, I know that one. I think I know what the Last of Us is. Maria Olmos. Hi, Vicky Hanks. Hello. I think you, Maria, and Vicky wrote the same comment at the same time. Are you at all both related or coming from the same space? Wow, I got those messages at the exact same moment. So, Joel, I know what The Last of Us is, but I haven't checked that out for a long time. The last time I checked out The Last of Us was like, I think probably the beginning, and I saw the awesome effects that it had, like the game, and I was like, "Whoa, this is kind of like a movie." So I did the walkthrough. Someone was playing the game, and I got to see it, and I was like, "Wow, this is a movie." So ever since that point, I can honestly say that The Last of Us gave me the idea that games can actually like be really good movies. Sometimes you can just watch someone play and it feels like you're watching an awesome movie. And not only that, but you can let the characters know, whoever's playing, hey, can you make a left? Can you make a right? Can you do this? Can you do that? So games are like a very interactive movie. And has anyone else here seen The Last of Us? We're talking pretty much about anything. You can ask me anything and I will answer it for you. But you have to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. As soon as I see you subscribe, ask away. Hi again. So we're talking about The Last of Us. I mean, let me know. Is it the one where Let me know what that is. Let me know what The Last of Us is, because I think we're talking about the same thing, right? It's about the girl, and then I think her dad or something around reminded me of The Walking Dead almost, and they're like surviving. They're like the last survivors, and they're trying to make it through. I'm not sure if there's zombies involved. I don't remember much about it. I'd have to check it out again. I did have a really good experience with the trailer. So The Last of Us was an awesome, awesome game walkthrough play, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that. It was just great. Hey, why that face? I don't know what that face means. Anyone in the chat? I mean, with that face. Oh, oh, you're sick. Oh, sick from what? What's the sickness? I know there's my brother's actually sick right now too. He called today. He was like, "Oh man, brother, I can't talk. My throat." And he was at the doctor, and the doctor was prescribing him a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, you have to get the doctor to check, not just give you prescriptions, but have the doctor go in and check, because someone in the family was sick as well with like tonsils or something in their neck, and they almost died from it." Um, so make sure, yeah, more than prescriptions, have the doctor check it out. That's what I told my brother. Those throat infections, ugh, something else. So back to The Last of Us, Ellie and Joel, and yes, zombies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember the zombie thing was trending for a while. For me, the zombie theme began with The Walking Dead. I was into that show for a while, but then I fell off of it. I think I left off where I don't even remember the characters' names, but there was the guy with the mullet, the redhead with the mullet. He was part of it. Then there was it the lady with the katana? Yeah, you can share all the stages definitely. I'll check The Last of Us out again. Um, and I think that's it for zombies. I mean, unless you consider what's that show called, Game of Thrones? Unless you consider those ice people zombies, like ice frozen zombies. Unless you consider them zombies, yeah, Walking Dead and Game of Thrones were probably the only zombie stuff that I've ever seen, besides the game walkthrough of The Last of Us. And I really got into Game of Thrones. I got into Game of Thrones because I was studying abroad, right? I was in a different country, and someone else from the study abroad program had the entire series of Game of Thrones. And they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to go out with any of you because I'm going to go watch my show." And I was like, "Oh, what show?" They're like, "Oh, Game of Thrones." And remember telling, "Oh, yeah, I saw like the first episode of that. You have all of it?" They're like, "Yeah, I can. You want to watch it?" And then we all just began watching Game of Thrones, really really into Game of Thrones. And later on, I saw that there was a conversation about what's better, the books or the movies, the films. So I started to read it and watching it, and then ended up watching it and reading it at the same time. And then with the Game of Thrones, I remember that I didn't like the way it started, but I liked some of the characters that they were developing. For example, Arya. I thought Arya had awesome superpowers. Remember anyone here remember Game of Thrones? Arya was becoming like a shapeshifter. Like she could transform into anyone. And I was like, "What?" So it's going to take it from this like real thing that could have been portrayed like in like thousands, 2,000 years ago in Viking history, to this like mythical, magical, changeling like thing. And I was like, okay, so it's taking a spin. It's going to transform into like this other type of mythical film, right? It could have been considered almost anthropological initially. Like Game of Thrones could have represented a real culture, but then they're starting to add the other magical elements, which are part of the mythology, like changelings and shapeshifters. And then I was like, okay, I like those superpowers. Um, I remember Khaleesi. I remember that name, and I felt her story was like wow, like she was the bloodline of what is it? The No, she's not a. I remember some of the names. See, I haven't watched this in a while. They had the Lannisters, and the Lannisters were like these people of war and that owned everything. And if any of you haven't watched Game of Thrones, sorry to ruin it. Let me know. But I'm just thinking out loud on not what I remember from Game of Thrones. Then there were the Lannisters. Yeah, okay, Lannisters, the Targaryens, and who are the Targaryens again? I think the Targaryens were Khaleesi, that sort of like royal bloodline, and then she was coming into her power again. And then Drogo, I don't remember what clan Drogo was from, but I remember someone named Drogo, and they were these barbarians that rode on horses and fought each other for supremacy and whoever was the leader of the tribe. And I don't remember what the character's name is at the moment. I do know who the actor is. Peter Dinklage played like one of the masterminds of the show. I don't remember who his character was though in on the show. Let me know in the chat. Who did Peter Dinklage play on Game of Thrones? What was his name? I forgot his name. And then his brother Jamie Lannister, and the sister's name, the twin sister. I don't remember her name either. And then Jon Snow, of course, and the famous line that has stood out from that show: "You know nothing, Jon Snow." Yeah, and Sansa was Arya's older sister, right? And then the little brother, I forgot what his name was, but he got some powers. His powers were brutal though. He had to lose his vision. He had to lose his eyes in order to open up his third eye so he can see like the future. Oh my goodness, like that was just brutal. Whole door holding everyone's door open. And then they call them the White Walkers. So those are like the frozen zombies, and that's Game of Thrones pretty much. I mean, a lot has happened. I don't know what else has happened ever since. I mean, I last left off when the character who plays Peter Dinklage, whoever he plays, was hanging out with Khaleesi, and he was helping her out with stuff like, and then that's it. She was training her dragons, and that's where I got to. Her dragons were like fighting, defending her. And then with The Walking Dead, don't remember much from that. They're trying to survive out and about, and I know they came up with some more characters. So you're saying that Runner's been infected for 2 days, Stalker been infected for 2 weeks, Clicker been infected for 1 year. Okay, that'll make sense to me once I check out The Last of Us again. Walkthrough was awesome. And then I don't know, there's this other sort of zombie movie that I just remembered watching, and that was the one with Will Smith, I believe, was in it. I don't know what the title though. Let me know what the title is in the comments and chat. Will Smith. And I remember his dog became a zombie, or he's trying to protect his dog, or something like that. Let me know what that movie is. So we have three, I would say about three zombie movies so far. Hmm. Any other awesome movies out in the world? Awesome topics, everyone. Talking about zombies. Sorry that you're sick, Maria. Hope you get better soon. Make sure you all subscribe and like the stream. That's going to help out the algorithm. The more people that participate, hey, the more questions will be asked. The more our conversations just going to travel in different places. More stories, more fun humor. Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't. Really, depending on what your interests are, I wouldn't suggest Game of Thrones anymore. I wouldn't suggest Walking Dead anymore. Uh, in the realm of zombies, I'm not sure. I would actually take it way back in the day to the Bible. Like, can Jesus Christ be considered almost a zombie? Right? Jesus Christ died for our sins, and then he rose from the dead. So, I mean, Jesus Christ is such a fascinating person. Jesus Christ is like the story. I mean, the Bible is the top selling book in the entire world, and there doesn't come a close second. Hey, what's up, Zero? Yeah, so Jesus Christ. Let me know in the comments. Do any of you know who what Jesus Christ's real name is? Because Jesus Christ is sort of what we call him now, but his real name is dun 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 dun. I'll give you all a shout out if you type in Jesus Christ's real name because that's sort of like his title. Christ is King. Joel says JJK. Nimbizi says Yeshua. Hey, there you go. Shout out to Nimbizi. Yeah, Yeshua. Good job. Yeshua ben Yosef. Credit to you. How did you know that? Did you study this like recently? Did you study it a long time? Bible studies, or did you look up anything like anthropological? Did your mom or dad teach you that? Did you study it at school independently? Did you just Google it right now? Not a lot of people know that. Yeah, Jesus' real name, what his friends used to call him, what his wife, Mary Magdalene, used to call him, is Yeshua ben Yosef. So you got it completely correct. And Jesus is sort of like the interpretation years later. It's sort of like calling someone whose name is Robert Bob. Like, yeah, we can call him Bob, but his real name is Robert, right? And you play No Return? All right. I haven't heard of that one, Joel. Let me know a little bit about No Return. We do game testing here, so any games that you recommend, hey, we might just give you a shout out and play it live. So we were talking about zombies, and yeah, I have to say that the best story out there is the story of Yeshua ben Yosef, Jesus Christ. Christ is King. The Bible is such a fascinating book, and it is like still applicable to this day. Do any of you have any favorite Bible quotes? I really love Corinthians. I really love Hebrews. I recently been reading Isaiah, and though I walk in the shadow of the valley of death, I should fear no evil. That's probably my favorite. That is my favorite, one of my favorites. And Joel Miller is saying, I play no return. It's where you have to play through different characters. Hmm, interesting. So here on God Tender Loving Care, make sure you all subscribe and like the stream. I broke down the top 5 games, but this is the thing. I only made it to the top 3. So I told everyone, hey, I'm going to break down the top 5 games, and I only made it to 3. Now, I need more games to add to the list. I was having a hard time coming up with 4 and 5. Here is here is the list pretty much. So currently, and I'm gonna have to take a look at my board right over there because we have a gaming board here where we test out games. Number one game that we have right now, the best game for anyone and everyone, is Pokemon Go. Now, the reason Pokemon Go is ranked number one is because it uses AR technology, it uses VR technology. You can download it on your phone, tablet, you can even play it on your computer. You can take it anywhere with you. You can have Pokemon spawn where you are. It's completely free, meaning that you don't have to pay a dime to play it. And if you want to fork over money, you can, like to buy more Pokeballs or whatever it may be. Plus, the developers are constantly upgrading it, so it's like very, very, very recent. Zero says favorite Bible verse is Galatians 6 2 to 3. So Galatians chapter 6, sections or passage 2 3. Share it with us in the chat. Maybe we'll all read it out loud together. And some people might not have a Bible, so if you can share, that would be great. I'll read it out loud. So we have number one game out there, Pokemon Go. Now, I do have a number 4, but I'm going to share with you 2 and 3. Ranked number 2 best game in the world is something called OSRS, which is Old School RuneScape. Pretty much a game where you get to build your own person and build a bunch of skills. And it's sort of like modern day Game of Thrones. It feels like being in a book. I mean, there's so much reading involved in that game, but there's also so much gameplay. And then the third one would be R3. People call it R3, and it's pretty much RuneScape 3. Number 4, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Dr. Maria Mars, the Mars. She created Seventh Planet Games, and it's pretty much a game that can make you smarter and help you with numbers, help you with math. And she created pretty much because she saw that her children were having a hard time learning at school. So she said, "Hey, I'm going to take it into my own hands. All they want to do is have fun and game and play. I'm going to make learning fun for them. I'm going to make them their own game." The game blew up and became a huge sensation. And guess what? Maria de Mars, Dr. Maria de Mars, is the mom to a famous UFC mixed martial artist champion. Dr. Maria de Mars, and make sure you all subscribe and like the stream before I reveal this. Dr. Maria de Mars is, if you know it, type it into the chat. Dr. Maria de Mars, who created Seventh Planet Games and gaming, is mother to, hope you all subscribed and shared, Ronda Rousey. Have any of you ever heard of Ronda Rousey? Ronda Rousey comes from a very, very smart family. So her sister is like what would you call it? A journalist, and she writes books and articles. And her sister helped her write a book. Check out Ronda Rousey's book. So this game is like meant like it really helps people who are indigenous, helps people who are Latinos, it helps people who comes from all walks of diverse life. Like it's a really awesome game, Seventh Planet Games, and she's the mother of the UFC champion Ronda Rousey. Like this is a martial arts family. Not only that, but Dr. Maria de Mars herself is a black belt in judo, and one of the first women to reach the pinnacle of women's mixed martial arts in the light of judo. She's a judoka champion. And oh, awesome. We'll get to number five in a moment. So we have games one, two, three, four, and then I need one more game to add to the top five. Share each other's burdens, and in this way, obey the law of Christ. If you think you are too important to help someone, you're only fooling yourself. Wow, thank you for sharing that, everyone. That was a Bible quote, and it comes from Galatians chapter 6, passages 2 to 3. I will verify that later. Let me know in the comments and chat. What are your favorite Bible verses? All right, everyone. Share the stream. We will be live later on. We have so much content for everyone. Peace.